There is less of you that makes up you than you think. Confused? Let me explain. Scientists estimate that humans host approximately 2 microorganisms for every human cell, which means microorganisms outnumber your biological makeup 2 to 1. Before you start freaking out, let me lay out the good news. Without microorganisms, we'd suffer from a lot more indigestion. We'd never be able to have bread, and the planet would be covered in dead, undecomposed organisms. It's clear we need microorganisms, but they don't always play nice. Let's find out more about them here. Take some water in a glass from a pond or lake. You will observe that it appears to be dirty. When passed through a fine cloth, you will find some mud, dirt, lava, etc. filtered through it. The filtered water looks clean to the naked eye. However, if a drop of this water is examined under a microscope, many organisms of different shapes are seen swimming or floating in it. If you put a sample of moist soil on an agar-agar plate, after a few days you will observe some patches growing on it. If you pick a small part of this patch and examine it under the microscope, you will observe many forms of organisms. If a piece of moist bread is left open in the air, after a couple of days you will observe grayish-white or green patches on its surface. The patches observed are colonies of such microorganisms. Microorganisms are much more numerous than larger plants and animals. All these observations indicate that water, soil, and air are full of organisms which multiply rapidly when suitable conditions are achieved. These organisms are too small to be able to be visible to the naked eye, hence they are called microorganisms. Some microorganisms are so small in size that they can be observed only under a special kind of microscope. The size of the bacterium is smaller than the unicellular amoeba. It is like comparing an ant to an elephant. Microorganisms exist in almost any kind of environment, like hot springs, ice-cold waters, saline waters, organic waste, desert soil, marshy land, or even simply air. Some microorganisms can grow and divide themselves, but some can grow only with the help of a host organism. Microorganisms can adapt to varied conditions. They can survive under extreme conditions of temperature and dryness by forming a hard outer coating. Within its protective shell, they remain inactive until favorable conditions return. A microorganism may occur as a single cell or as a group of cells. However, their presence is felt only when they become active. Some microbes prefer decaying flesh, while some flourish inside the human intestine. Let us summarize. Microorganisms are far more in number than plants and animals. Water, soil, and air are full of organisms which multiply rapidly when suitable conditions are achieved. These organisms are too small to be visible to the naked eye, hence they are called microorganisms. Microorganisms exist in almost any kind of environment. Some microorganisms can grow and divide themselves, but some can grow only with the help of a host organism. Microorganisms may occur as a single cell or as a group of cells. Wow, I feel a lot better now. Knowing more about my microbial friends and enemies makes me feel better equipped to battle them when the time comes. But maybe I can just avoid the bad guys forever. But which are the good and the bad guys? Check out other videos on microorganisms to find out more.